There have been some awesome new effects created for the MagicBand Plus over the course of 2025 across every Disney property that uses them. This video, however, is going to focus on whether or not a MagicBand Plus is worth purchasing for a 2026 Disney World trip. If you're on your first trip, or you're not doing another Disney trip anytime soon, then you might be better off saving the money and using a Key to the World card. But for everyone else, we're going to discuss everything the MagicBand Plus can do, so you can determine if it's right for you. So let's get started. The MagicBand is Disney's Bluetooth and NFC-enabled wristband that allows guests hands-free access to their Disney World park tickets and resort hotel room keys. The MagicBand Plus is the third generation of the MagicBand and has been given an LED face that lights up with fireworks, rides, stage shows, and the Fab 50 statues. The light-up effects require the MagicBand Plus to be charged with the included proprietary charger, but there have been fairly regular updates to continue improving the battery since launch, so this is much less of an issue. While there has been a lack of new effects these last few months, due to what was obviously a focus on the Disney Treasures Haunted Mansion Happy Hunt Disney Band Plus Scavenger Hunt, the MagicBand team has been creating some cool effects around Disney World, whether it's something that just wasn't working before the anniversary, or it's just inconsistent. Test Track 3.0 has an on-ride MagicBand Plus effect right after you take off from the seatbelt check. The Mini Adventures of Winnie the Pooh has a rainbow-style effect for Pooh's dream sequence with the Heffalumps and Woozles, and then uses the standard lightning effect for the flood scene. As a massively cool detail, the Tron Ares overlay for Tron Lightcycle Run was given a replacement MagicBand Plus effect during the countdown. This will only last until the overlay stops, but it is really nice to see Disney add a detail that isn't going to be seen by the vast majority of guests. As a last-minute addition that was pointed out while I was writing the script, Zootopia Better Together is the first of the 3D shows to have MagicBand Plus effects. This is seen through a mainly purple effect, though there are also other effects like a rainbow throughout the show, plus a rumble effect that goes off when Heidi gets hit by the confetti near the start of the show. I'll go over the 2025 Christmas tree stroll effects in more detail in the Disney Springs section, but I will say that while there were some upgrades to previous effects, it came at the cost of having very few trees with MagicBand Plus effects this year. The MagicBand Plus was released at Walt Disney World on July 27th, 2022, and has rapidly been pushed out to other Disney vacation destinations. In September of 2022, Disney's Aulani Resort started selling the MagicBand Plus. On October 26, 2022, Disneyland Resort received the MagicBand Plus, though with many of the older MagicBand features missing at launch. The MagicBand Plus was added to the Disney Cruise Line under the name Disney Band Plus, starting on the Disney Wish for the DCL 25th anniversary sailings on June 6, 2023. This was shortly followed by the Disney Fantasy on July 29th, the Disney Magic on October 22nd, the Disney Dream on November 20th, the Disney Wonder on March 19th, 2024, the Disney Treasure on December 1st, 2024, and most recently, the Disney Destiny on November 20th, 2025. I bring all of these locations up as you can use the same MagicBand Plus across every single one. However, the MagicBand Plus will always be most useful right here at Walt Disney World. The MagicBand Plus works on the gates at the resort you are staying at as your room key, and as a way to charge purchases to your room. It also has one of a few light-up effects at the tap-in gate at the front of the park. This depends on if you're an annual pass holder, a cast member, Disney Vacation Club, a regular ticket holder, and probably Club 33, but I've never seen the last one. You can also use your MagicBand Plus to tap in for a lightning lane, which will give you the same confirmation effect after tapping as at the front of the park. And you can find PhotoPass machines to tap your band and have the photos sent to your account. Since the effect is in all 4 parks, the Fab 50 statues will give you a nice little rainbow effect when you wave at them, as well as doing either a musical tone or a quote from the character, and those sound effects will change depending on if you're visiting during Halloween or Christmas or the rest of the year. By far, the fastest way to set up your MagicBand Plus is to go into the My Disney Experience app, turn on your phone's Bluetooth and NFC capabilities, and then tap Link. You can then tap the band and have it instantly be recognized instead of having to type all the numbers. This is also what Guest Relations does if you ask them for help. In order to have the best possible experience with the MagicBand Plus, you will be required to update it, which will create a pop-it effect that runs until the update is complete. It is highly recommended to plug your MagicBand Plus in every so often, just so that you don't end up with a permanently dead battery. Every so often, Disney releases limited themes for the MagicBand Plus. The first is the absolute rarest theme, Disney Plus Day. This theme was released on September 8th, 2022, and has never returned since Disney Plus Day stopped after 2022. The second time-gated theme is the Season's Greetings Holiday theme that ran from November 2023 until early January 2024, essentially the entire duration of the Christmas decorations. I have been keeping an eye out, but so far no new themes have shown up and those two have not returned. Magic Kingdom absolutely had the coolest new effect added, so it'll be the first park this time around. Magic Kingdom has had the most usage for the MagicBand Plus since it released, with 19 Fab 50 statues, a MagicBand scavenger hunt, 6 fireworks spectaculars, 10 rides plus an overlay, 1 stage show, and 1 parade that have had MagicBand Plus effects since the initial release. Since the MagicBand scavenger hunt isn't exclusive to MagicBand Plus, we'll start with that. Over in Adventureland, you can find a Pirate's Adventure, the Treasure of the Seven Seas. Much like the screens on some of the rides, this existed prior to the MagicBand Plus, but it still fully functions with it. The kiosk will assign you a map for the cast member to give you, and then you need to find the various points on the map and see where they lead. I highly recommend doing it yourself, as the map and prize are some of the few actually free keepsakes you can obtain inside the parks. Once you've done that though, make sure to ride Pirates of the Caribbean, as your MagicBand Plus will light up to go off in time with the cannons after you make the drop. Adventureland is also home to the Fab 50 statues of Abu and Orangebird. Moving into Frontierland, Tiana's Bayou Adventure has some of the most usage of any ride, and is best seen at night as the MagicBand Plus is lit up during the iconic drop, as well as the inside portions of the ride. On the opposite side of the river sits Liberty Square's Haunted Mansion. The initial effect is in the queue after the stretching room, and then you'll have your MagicBand Plus ping you again once you get to the conveyor belt at the end of the ride. Moving into Fantasyland, we have what used to be the 4 screens at It's a Small World at the end of the ride. While these screens used to show your name, they are currently on B-Show, or would be if they weren't just covered up. The names on the screens have seemingly been replaced with a rainbow effect for the MagicBand Plus. The main part of Fantasyland contains the Fab 50 statues of Pinocchio, as well as Cogsworth and Lumiere. Moving through the land, you can find effects inside of the mini adventures of Winnie the Pooh with the Heffalumps and Woozles and the flood scene. As you continue on, you can find the statues of Mad Hatter and Cheshire Cat between Fantasyland and Tomorrowland. Tomorrowland actually has the most rides with MagicBand Plus functionality in Magic Kingdom. Tron Light Cycle Run has 3 effects. It'll go off during the countdown on the ride, which can also ping you in the queue if the sensors are turned up. There's also a Team Blue effect. Then, as you are leaving the locker area after the ride, it has one of the cooler examples of Disney being creative with the light up effects. The Team Blue effect can also be seen as far down as the People Mover track next to Space Mountain. During the Tron Ares overlay of the ride, there was even a bonus effect during Master Control Program's takeover of the countdown. Right next door, you can find one of the easiest to miss effects inside of Space Mountain as you get ready to blast off in the tunnel right after you load into the ride. And of course, my beloved Buzz Lightyear's Space Ranger spin. While this may not continue after the refurb, with the previous version, you would have your MagicBand Plus light up when you entered the first room, and it would be the same color as the score counter for your ride vehicle. Making our way out of Tomorrowland, you can find Stitch with a Galactic Federation emblem between Monsters Inc. Laugh Floor and Tomorrowland Terrace. At the very front of the park, right after you go under the train tracks, is a Fab 50 statue of Lady and the Tramp. Between the hub and Adventureland, you can find a statue of Winnie the Pooh and Piglet. Close to them, inside the hub, is the statue of Tinkerbell. Working our way around, Jock and Gus are under some shade with a Cinderella emblem. Then we have Dumbo and Timothy Mouse with one of the smallest emblems. Inside the main gardens of the hub are the statues of Chip and Dale, then Donald and Daisy, followed by Goofy and Pluto. Then we have Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse, and between them is a plaque dedicated to all cast members past, present, and future. The Frozen Holiday Surprise is a seasonal stage show that is short and sweet, and the first year had a light blue light-up effect near the end of the show. This has not returned in subsequent years. Since the opening previews, Disney Starlight Dream the Night Away has had a fairly consistent Magic Band Plus effect for the Dream effect. But there are also multiple effects for other parts of the show. The castle has had 6 fireworks shows since the Magic Band Plus release. The first was Enchantment, which is now the special fireworks for the Magic Kingdom After Hours. The second is Disney's Not So Spooky Spectacular Fireworks for Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. The third is Minnie's Wonderful Christmas Time Fireworks for Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party. Disney Celebrate America is an annual show with only 2 shows a year, and it has a solid light-up effect. Randomly during the July 4th festivities, you can also have an American flag effect show up on your band. While I haven't seen the New Year's Eve show, I do believe that has effects as well since the July 4th show does. The current regular fireworks are Disney's Happily Ever After, which returned just after the end of the 50th anniversary. The lead-in to Happily Ever After also features 5 and 10 minute warnings that cause light-up effects. Since the Magic Band Plus release, Epcot has had 3.5 nighttime spectaculars, 8 attractions, 1 show, and 6 Fab 50 statues all get light-up effects. The total number includes the screens at Mission Space, even though Disney has not fixed that yet. The removal of the design studio from Test Track 2.0 is still majorly being felt, but Test Track was given an on-ride effect as you leave the seatbelt check. Despite the change to 2D, Remy's Ride to Adventure has still only one Magic Band Plus effect, which is the French flag at the exit of the ride. Hopefully there will be new ones soon. Moving further into the World Showcase, you can find the next bit of functionality at Frozen Ever After. In the room where Elsa is singing, your Magic Band Plus will light up from the moment you enter the room until you are basically in the room with Marshmallow and the Snow Geese. Once you exit the ride, you can find some Magic Band Plus effects in the hallway before the gift shop. It is also possible to have this effect appear on your band if you are close enough to the exit wall and the standby queue. Our next stop is in the Mexico Pavilion, where you can use your Magic Band Plus to make a skeleton from Coco. This is not exclusive to the Magic Band Plus though. Making our way to the front of the showcase, you can find 5 of the 6 Fab 50 statues. Hey Hey and Pua sit on the right side, with a statue of Olaf and Bruni to the left of them. Opposite the Frozen duo, we have Rocket and Groot standing together, and then Dante and Miguel on 2 separate statues. The last of the 6 Epcot statues is Figment, who sits at the junction from the bridge to the Odyssey. Going into World Discovery, Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind has a Magic Band Plus effect at the end of the ride. Walking over to World Nature, you can find effects in Journey into Imagination with Figment, which is used in the Sight and Smell Labs, as well as the last room before you unload from the ride. Journey of Water, inspired by Moana, has Magic Band Plus effects when the finale of the attraction goes off. The effect has been significantly toned down since the attraction first opened, but I did confirm it is still there. When Soarin' Around the World returned following Disney's 100th anniversary, the functionality added during Soarin' Over California was kept and then expanded into the 3 showrooms. And Soarin' still has the effect when all 3 exit paths converge. Over at the Seas Pavilion, you can find Turtle Shock with Crush, which has light up effects for, as far as I could tell, every character that shows up to talk with Crush. The last attraction-based functionality for now is a nightly show on Spaceship Earth. This changes with the different festivals, or lack thereof. You can also see the effects down at Dreamer's Point, and as far away as the monorail station. While it doesn't seem to be super consistent, there is a blue light up effect before the Spaceship Earth nighttime show that matches the attraction's marquee. As I mentioned at the start of this section, Epcot's fireworks shows have all had Magic Band Plus functionality since the band released. Unfortunately, I only have this small portion of functionality for Harmonious. Epcot Forever had some of the higher percentage of Magic Band Plus functionality, going for most of the 12-minute show. Luminous, The Symphony of Us, also has Magic Band Plus functionality, though at a toned back level from its predecessor, but it does have an interesting multiple colors displayed at the same time thing going on for the Toy Story section. This, however, is only visible if you have multiple Magic Band Pluses available. On July 4th, Disney includes the Heartbeat of Freedom ending, which also includes Magic Band Plus functionality, and I have a hunch that New Year's also has Magic Band Plus effects. Disney's Animal Kingdom has one of the highest ratios in terms of available effects compared to total attractions. You can find 4 statues, 3 shows, 1 land, and 2 rides that will create light-up effects for your Magic Band Plus, and if they're working, some Magic Band screens from the old days. These statues are right in front of the Tree of Life. From left to right, we have Bambi and Thumper from Bambi. Across from them is the Lion King trio of Simba, Timon, and Pumbaa. And finally, we have Nemo and Dory from Finding Nemo. Flying on over to Pandora, you can find Magic Band Plus effects on both rides. For Flight of Passage, you can find a blue light-up effect as you are leaving the final hallway before returning outside. And on Navi River Journey, your Magic Band Plus will glow for a decent amount of the ride, roughly starting when you can hear the shaman singing. The Flight of Passage effect is reused for an area of effect as you enter the land and throughout most of the area. This is kind of hard to see though, unless it's dark or cloudy. Festival of the Lion King has an amazing use of the Magic Band Plus throughout the show, which started for the 30th anniversary and was allowed to stay following the end of that celebration. It also opened the door for the theater show magic effects to go to other shows, including Finding Nemo, The Big Blue, and beyond, which not only has effects during the show, but also during the lead into the show. I've continuously checked Expedition Everest, but it still does not have Magic Band Plus effects or the Magic Band Plus screens working. And to complete the loop around the park, Zootopia Better Together is the first of the 3D shows on property to have Magic Band Plus effects, with a use of purple and rainbow colors throughout the show, plus a rumble effect when Heidi gets hit by the confetti cannon at the start of the show. Hollywood Studios is in a massive state of construction, but as of now, there have been a total of 3 rides, 1 attraction, 8 shows, 1 exclusive scavenger hunt, my favorite fireworks show, 1 limited time event, and 7 Fab 50 statues that have all had Magic Band Plus effects since the band first released. Villains Unfairly Ever After has effects all throughout the show, and even slightly changes the final effects depending on whether Maleficent, Captain Hook, or Cruella was the winner. Little Mermaid, A Musical Venture, has significantly less effects. With the room being so dark, there are only effects during critical moments of the show as to not disrupt the viewing of other guests. So this has been a spot with now 3 different shows coming up. The former home of Disney Junior Play and Dance had effects that went off in time with the lighting changes for the dance party. The Cool Kids Summer Event Get Animated had a wide variety of events for things like Freeze Dance, and starting in 2026, we will have the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse show, which also has new effects. Why do I know this already? Because those effects are already in place, which is why we had them for Get Animated. Beauty and the Beast Live on Stage has effects for most of the duration of the show, though they can be hard to see on sunny days. For the first time in forever, a Frozen Singalong has some of the coolest effects, with it being very obvious that this is the crown jewel of the theater show magic due to just how well timed the effects are. However, it does not include Olaf's Frozen Adventure. I get that it's a holiday overlay, but you just did overlay effects for Tron. Please add them. The Indiana Jones Epic Stunt Spectacular basically only goes off during explosions, so it's a bit less stellar than the other shows, but it's still fun. Both Holiday in Hollywood and the Nightmare Before Christmas Singalong have also received effects, but I spent most of November and December this year traveling, so I wasn't able to go to Jollywood Nights in order to get those effects recorded. The Fab 50 statues are in a large semicircle, starting with Joe Gardner. Then we have Flounder and Sebastian. Then Woody and Bo Peep. On the opposite side of the main hub of Hollywood Studios, we have Frozone with his Incredibles logo emblem. Next to him, we have Edna Mode, and on the opposite side of the planter, we have BB-8 and R2-D2. Thankfully, these statues aren't the only form of love that Star Wars gets with the Magic Band Plus. Back in Galaxy's Edge, you can find the 20-level Star Wars Bounty Hunter Scavenger Hunt. It's still very simplistic in its approach, with green indicating that you're going the right way, red indicating you're going the wrong way, and purple indicating that you found where you need to use the Play Disney app, though you can also just head back at that point and turn in the bounty. I have tested this, I know it works. When it closed, Muppet Vision 3D had a rainbow effect as you left the attraction, but it is unknown if this will be maintained should the attraction get moved elsewhere, so this might actually be the first defunct MagicBand Plus effect at Hollywood Studios. Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway is next with a red and yellow color scheme, also at the ride's exit. Rockin' Roller Coaster's effect actually starts as you are in the tunnel before the exit to the ride. It continues until you walk down the ramp to leave the gift shop. I don't know if this is going to change once the Muppets take over, but I will be recording it first chance I get. And similarly, the MagicBand screens in the queue have not been fixed for Rockin', but now that the Muppets refurb is underway, they just might not be. It's hard to say. Star Tours has a similar MagicBand screen, but that has also not been working consistently, if at all, since it first broke in 2021. The final ride, as of right now, is Tower of Terror. The pre-show has MagicBand Plus effects from the moment the video starts playing, though some are vibration only. The day one effect at Tower of Terror was a red eerie glow as you are leaving the ride towards the PhotoPass touchpoints. However, this was changed to be the lightning effect that is used around the parks, as that is a much better fit for this ride. Last, but certainly not least, is Fantasmic, which might be the fireworks show with the most effects tied to the MagicBand Plus, partially because it is also the longest fireworks show. There are a handful of parts that the band will stop lighting up. This is our third holiday season with the Disney Springs Christmas Tree Stroll having MagicBand Plus effects, so now Disney Springs has had 4 different uses of the MagicBand Plus: the 2023 Christmas Tree Stroll, Disney Dreams That Soar, the 2024 Christmas Tree Stroll, and now the 2025 Christmas Tree Stroll. We'll start with the 2025 Christmas Tree Stroll, as those are the new effects. Or they would be, but Disney actually removed the effects from any tree that didn't cause a physical effect and didn't give any of the new trees for this year's stroll effects at all. For the most part, the remaining effects were upgraded except for the Disney Destiny Topiary. While this is technically new since it's based on the Disney Destiny, it's also just the DCL Topiary again. This year it only had the default DCL horn of Wish Upon a Star, which is a massive downgrade from the Treasure's multiple horns last year. The Haunted Mansion tree has a stretching room intro before the heartbeat effect now, which gives a slight improvement. The Nightmare Before Christmas tree was given a bunch of new light up effects on the tree while the little tune plays, but they did keep Zero flying around the top of the tree. The annual pass holder tree was the exact same as it was last year. The Star Wars tree received probably the biggest upgrade with new light up effects and a dark side sound effect at night. I didn't get a chance to see if this was consistent throughout the season, but there was a snow-themed effect during the DJ's music near Town Center tree on the opening night of the stroll. The 2023 stroll included 6 Christmas trees with various effects for the MagicBand Plus when you stood near each tree. The first tree was Encanto, which I believe has been reused in some regard for other attractions. The Wish tree in front of AMC had colors from the movie for a decently long time. The Nightmare Before Christmas tree started with Zero physically moving. The Town Center tree had a loop going around the outside and then ducking into the center, which made it look very similar to the activation loop for the Fat 50 statues and Zero. The Frozen tree had a very short loop, probably one of the shortest of any of the trees across all 3 years, and the Mickey and Minnie tree had a fairly short loop of their color schemes. Disney Dreams That Soar fantastically used the MagicBand Plus. There was a unique effect for just about every character that the Jones created. The show ran from May 24th, 2024 until September 2nd, 2024, is permanently preserved with the MagicBand Plus effects right here on my channel. For the 2024 Christmas Tree Stroll, all but 3 trees had MagicBand Plus effects, those being Spheres, Town Center, and Once Upon a Toy. The rest of the trees can be split into 3 categories: light up, physical, and touch point. Encanto was the only light up tree to maintain its effect from 2023, and then we had Princess and the Frog, which had a fairly basic loop, but the interesting thing about this is that it wasn't working in the first weekend. The Stitch tree lit up red and purple, meanwhile across the fountain was the Moana 2 tree, which lit up various shades of blue. Similarly, the Disney Plus tree also caused blue light up effects, but of different shades. Despite the closeness of the trees, the Parks tree was able to have its own effect going off, and the Mickey and Minnie tree caused a red and white stationary effect. The physical effects started on the far side of Disney Springs with the Lion King tree, which had the eyes of the Mask of Scar light up. The Guardians of the Galaxy tree had a guitar sound effect. The Nightmare Before Christmas tree returned, with Zero now barking to indicate he is about to fly around the top of the tree. The Wish tree also returned, but was given sound effects for Star rather than the light up effects from 2023. The Annual Pass Holder tree had a bunch of Mickey balloons and touch points that would light up with the tree. The Haunted Mansion tree would cause a heartbeat sound effect and also light up the MagicBand Plus in the red heartbeat pattern from the ride. The Disney Treasure Topiary would play 3 tunes from the ship's horn, Be Our Guest, Wish Upon a Star, and A Dream Is the Wish Your Heart Makes. Just down the way, the Coco tree would have Miguel strumming his guitar. The Toy Story tree lights up with Angel Kitty and causes a typical Halo sound effect, at least at night. The Star Wars tree had R2-D2 and BB-8 making various sound effects. And finally, the World of Disney windows were a series of touch points that would allow for your name to be used on screens in the show windows around the outside of the store. For some, this would even cause other physical effects to activate, like the train in the final scene. Disney has done an amazing job with adding new MagicBand Plus effects and interactives this year across Disney World, Disneyland, and the Disney Cruise Line ships. The more work they do with the MagicBand Plus, the more I believe it's a worthwhile purchase for anyone that semi-regularly has a vacation to Disney World or the other US-based Disney destinations. I do want to hear from anyone that's made it this far, so I can hear some opinions on whether or not the MagicBand Plus is worth it to you. With all the work around Disney World right now, I'm really hoping we'll see new effects as things start reopening throughout 2026, but I would really enjoy a new scavenger hunt being added somewhere, perhaps in the new Magic of Disney animation area, since we've already seen Disney have the MagicBand Plus working with portraits. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I'm excited to see where things go over the course of the year, and I'll have those updates up as soon as I can once those attractions open. Or once they add lane effects, whatever happens. Thanks again, and I'll see you real soon. Bye!